guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's time for another video. And this time, this would be a different because I will be doing a review. So, in this particular video, I will be reviewing Resident Evil Origins. There you go. This is Resident Evil 0, Billy and Rebecca. And then Resident Evil 1 Remake. This is Chris and Jill. So, although I haven't finished Resident Evil 0 yet, because I'm kinda stuck with the laboratory area. But anyway, I just finished Resident Evil 1 Remake. So this time, I will be reviewing it on how the game went through. I mean, how the game goes, how the game differ from the Resident Evil 1 original, and then to its remake. So this is for PS4. So there you go. But I believe you can also play this in GameCube, very old console. And I bought this at Databits for almost 1,000 pesos, I think. So here are my review. So let's check it out. Okay, like all Resident Evil remakes, of course, one major change that Capcom changed is its graphics. If you would remember with the original one, if you played it, the graphics kinda, it looks like a box. But in the remake, it's more clear and on HD setting. So anyway, there are two characters still. Jill and Chris are still the characters here, and the adventures of the two characters only differ with a very slight difference. Although I will be honest here that Jill is the easier option to play with, because she has more space with 8 slots and able to carry more items, of course. And she has a lockpick to access all the locked rooms, so easier. And Jill has a aided partner throughout the game named Barry Burton, who gives her billets and some keys to open the door. And of course, actually Chris is my favorite Resident Evil character, but Chris on Resident Evil 1 Remake has only 6 slots, or 6 slots in the remake, and it's a little bit challenging with Chris because you need to find all the keys you need throughout the game. But let's be honest here that Chris is much stronger and he can hold or withstand attacks better. And he was with Rebecca Chambers, who offers medical support to him throughout the game. And if someone gonna ask me, is there any difference when you play the two? Actually, no. The game doesn't really affect whoever you play. Okay, so as I mentioned this earlier, how did the Resident Evil 1 original differ from the Resident Evil 1 remake, which is this one. Oops, this one. So, of course, I mentioned this earlier, it's the graphical environment. And, it's like, as I said earlier, it looks like blocks. But, it also have a live action openings and endings that brings you back to the old Resident Evil as well. And it's really worth it on the game. In the remake, the graphic is more beautiful because of the HD settings. Okay, so meanwhile, the remake is really something you want to look for because although it's really a slight change within its graphics. Um, Capcom really did improve the dark and gloomy image or setting of Resident Evil. It also Capcom also added a super terrific soundtrack with a little bit of its original. And if you would remember with the original Resident Evil 1, there is no thunder around the mansion or around the environment of the game. But when it comes to the Resident Evil 1 remake, it has a thunder that a stormy, gloomy thunder kind of a weather. And even since there's a thunder, there's a lightning. And the zombies are more realistic in the Resident Evil 1 remake than the original one, because you can now see in the Resident Evil 1 remake, you can now see the rotten pieces or rotten bodies of the zombies back there, as well as the dogs there. It looks like some reviews says it as a ham, but it's really more Capcom give more scary look with its zombies and dogs in the Resident Evil 1 remake. Okay. If and also, if you would remember in the original Resident Evil 1, the zombies who try to bite you or eat you will not be that scary, as well as the looking guy, the before guy in the dining room, where the Kenneth's room, as they say, is not that scary, except for the face. But in the Resident Evil 1 remake, uh, they are more slow. But as the game goes by in the Resident Evil 1 remake, they will learn how to run. And in the Resident Evil 1 remake, they also included what they call Crimson Heads. Okay, so next would be so if you fail to kill the zombie in the Resident Evil uh, remake, they will rise up again. Although that's the same thing happened with the original, I think. But when you go back at them in the Resident Evil 1 remake, they will, as I said earlier, they will run after you. And then and the Crimson head characters are really fast and really strong, and you cannot really attack them with a simple handgun or shotgun. You need a high-powered arms such as grenade launcher. Sometimes grenade launcher cannot really kill them, and 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 you need to exert more extreme caution while facing the Crimson Heads, because they give you a lot of damage, a hell of the damage. If your health status is fine, they will give you a caution red status if they hit you once. That's how strong the Crimson Heads are. Okay, so if you would also remember with the Resident Evil 1 original, they also featured their zombified dogs, snakes, birds, giant spiders, and the one I most hated is the hunters. In the remake, they have all these as well, but it includes new enemies such as sharks and experimental creature that foreshadows the event of the Resident Evil 4. So, a little tip on this battling these extra enemies. The Resident Evil 1 remake, they had this quick turn, a quick turn of 180 turn, and some defense weapons. Uh, and these defense weapons are the dagger, like the small sword, I think. And when you play Jill, you have this stun gun something. And it really helps when you need those things in desperation. And it usually hides at the corner of not really every room, but some rooms. And it makes you satisfy sounds, especially the stun gun of Jill. Okay. Um. Okay. So aside from that, um, I don't know if they had this on the original Resident Evil one, but there are actually hidden corners of the Resident Evil that make it more memorable. Um, the mansion is not really an inviting place to the game. Actually, it's really creepy and more creepy in the remake. And because when you encounter the spider there would be a small tiny spiders that you can step on and that looks the that looks really squeaks and really ew. Anyway, moving on. Okay, the Resident Evil 1 remake also includes areas that were not present in the Resident Evil 1 original, such as one, um, changing the general layout of the map, because one of the most uh, best actually that they added in the map is actually the graveyard and the path to the woods, which actually gives you as a player, as a gamer, a scary moment. Or jumping, or in my experience, it gives me really shouting and scary and terrifying moments for me. And surprisingly, those areas were really um, well equipped and well implemented by Capcom. So you can really feel that you're back to the July 1998 event of that particular event at Resident Evil universe. Okay, so actually, the slowing and tense nature of the Resident Evil 1 remake actually is actually designed uh, to take time for you to complete it, because of the time is really really the speed is not really low, but it's more slower than the original. Okay, so the Resident Evil 1 original uh, takes about 6 to 8 hours to be completed or to be finished. While the remake, it actually, for me, it actually took me about 3 weeks to play it. But if you're really a hardcore gamer, you can actually finish it from 8 to 10 hours. Uh, you know, uh, it is very normal for you to think that the more faster you go, the more likely you will miss something. Like me in my first run. And okay, so there are also rewards that are given to the gamers or players that would complete the game in a shorter of time, of course, and extra thrilling challenges. And uh, one of their similarities is that both the original Resident Evil 1 and the Resident Evil 1 remake is that they're having 12 different endings, which actually really differs. They only differ slightly, but they have extra items such as costumes and weapons. That would really make you replay it again, just like me. So okay, this will be a very very long vlog. Let me see here. Reviewing is not actually easy because you need to compare and contrast both the original and the remake. So let me see here. Just hold on. Hold on. Where did I put that? Oh no, I forgot where did I put that. Um, should it be in the gallery? Hold on. There you go. Just hold on, guys. Hold on. Okay, to be continued. Aside the differences of the original with the remake is that obviously their controls have changed. Remember, if you would remember with the original Resident Evil, the tank control scheme, um, um, it's actually free from the um, stick based movement of mode, and it's being implemented. It is being implemented with the remake, and this is now where you can uh, run full speed ahead. Of course, every game changes. Of course, another change is their camera angle as well. This this depends on what room you are in. Um, so because this camera angles allows you to run from one camera angle to continue running to the other without losing your excitement or your momentum as well. Okay, aside from this, also, of course, the game supports full widescreen. And this is the 4:3 ratio, but the 4:3 ratio is still available. But, of course, as a gamer, you want to enjoy. So you want a full screen to enjoy the game. Right? So, um, and of course, Capcom really developed the camera in each scene and rooms to so that it's more uh, playable friendly for the remake. Of course, I really mentioned this earlier for twice now that the graphics had been changed and it is sharpened to full 1080p resolution. And the character models have been detailed, of course, and backgrounds are crisper and more detailed. That's true, actually. And they have this famous grenade trick that allow you to have a multiple duplication of the grenade ammo, but I haven't tried it yet. So it's been added to the to the new Resident Evil 1. Okay, so going on, the differences includes that the RE1 remake, maintains several distinct differences from the PlayStation original, which means the original version, and this includes the inclusion of the Crimson Heads, as I mentioned earlier, and they are really fast, and they can, they can be, the only way to defeat them actually is to burn them. So let's see here. Okay, according to my research, actually, because on my part, I killed the Crimson Head using a grenade launcher. The flame rounds and the grenade rounds, but according to here, actually you can kill it by burning the body with a flask. In the remake, they have this fuel flask that you can use, and burn them using a flamethrower. I didn't see this flamethrower on my first run, but let's see. And you know, you can, of course, the famous shoot in the head strategy, and the most better strategy and to save your ammo is to run at them. So let me see here. Okay, so some of the major items in the Resident Evil remake are moved to their locations on the original Resident Evil 1. One example is the corpse at the dining room no longer hold. If you will remember, with the Resident Evil 1 original, whether you played Chris or Jill, when you search on Kenneth's body, Kenneth will give you a handgun clip or handgun bullets. This time, when you search it on the remake, there are no any bullets anymore. Sad life. But here's the thing. It's in the original Resident Evil 1, the map is not really that detailed. But in the remake, um, it's slightly bigger now than the original Resident Evil 1, which included the wooded area, since they added this wooded area, and of course the courtyard, which they added in the remake. And um, and there's also a special unlockable higher difficulty that they added within the game. I don't know what difficulty it is because I just continue my clear game. So let me check on that later on. And of course, um, I already told this earlier. You have defensive items such as daggers and battery packs, which allows you to escape a bit of a allows you to escape in some lethal situations. To add up, actually, um, I really didn't write it here anymore, but the puzzle in the original, the puzzle in the remake, rather, are more challenging and more logical than the remake, than the original one. Because if you would remember, if in the original Resident Evil 1, the aquarium thingy, to be able to what call this, pressurize it or balance the pressure, you just need to press something, right? You just need to push the button and you don't need to do anything at all. But in the remake, the aquarium area, you need to balance the pressure, and it gives you a time limit. Really, come on, how can you pressurize um, a what you call this, a water in such like 10 seconds, or yeah, it's 10 seconds I think. And not really 10, I forgot how many seconds was it, but from the time there was actually percentage. So from 100 it would become 90. That's fast. From 90 to 70, that's fast. So you need really to be thinking fast and thinking really logically. Aside from that, I don't remember this one, but as far as I can remember, there are no death masks at the original Resident Evil 1. This time, you have it at the remake, which is you need to find it in 4 different locations. Alright, so another puzzle that really changed is that, if you would remember with the Resident Evil 1 original, in the armor room, you just need to, to cover a certain space so that the gas won't go out. But this time, in the remake, you need to really, there are 4 statues that you need to push according to the cue given on the wall. So it's really tricky. The puzzles are more tricky than the original one. So what else? Okay, of course, my favorite would be the although some puzzles are still there, like, you know, oh, by the way, the puzzle of the painting is still there, but but in the remake, the wood painting puzzle is now a glass strain puzzle in the Resident Evil 1 remake, rather. So, what else? What else? Of course, I do believe this is one everyone's favorite, the video um, mixing. It's really fun because this is the first time I have solved the visual puzzle. Don't judge me, guys. Sorry. I'm still young back then when I played the original Resident Evil. But I promise you, I played the Resident Evil 1 original, both case and Jill. I promise you that. And of course, wait, by the way, another difference is that for the costumes, I haven't seen Chris's costume yet on the remake. But as for Jill, I see. Oh no. But for Jill has two new costumes in the remake, which is the army that looks like a sando and shorts thingy, and her BSAA uniform. So that's the two. And of course, the original uniform, which is the Stars uniform. And as for Chris, I saw it earlier. Chris had a new costume. One new costume in the remake, which is his BSAE uniform as well, and the new bulky Chris in the Resident Evil 5. If you already played Resident Evil 5. Anyway, I really don't remember the Jill's costume in the original, but if you will remember, Chris' costume in the original Resident Evil 1 is actually a brown jacket that says Made in Heaven, that is matched with his sister Claire. So that's all. So what else? And of course, my most favorite file would be actually the researchers. Was it the researchers will? This is the file wherein you have John Ada as a username and password in the laboratory. So I think that's for it. I'll try to finish Resident Evil 0 some other time because it's actually quite kind of challenging for the Resident Evil 0. But yeah, so when I finished my first run, it was actually a good ending one because I saved Chris and Barry together. And then what else? Okay, so it's been 28 minutes in running for this video. Okay, so I am, by the way, if you guys are wondering, I am out and at our garden. So this is the wall of our area of our garden. So let me show you. See that? Anyway, so let's next time. So if you want me to do a house tour, just comment down below. Anyway, so that's it for our Resident Evil 1 remake game review. And hope you guys, if you like this video, just give it a thumbs up and share it to your friends and family and your co-gamers as well. So this is Camille, and I hope you have a wonderful day. So my final message would be, please subscribe, and when you subscribe, press the notifications bell so that you will be updated to my new videos. Yeah. So anyway, for my final word, so please follow me on my social media, my Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. So I have a new Facebook page, which is also my gaming page. And don't worry, next time I will be in the next vlog. I don't know what the next vlog will be, but in the next vlog I will be having a game giveaway. So the games are not playing anymore because I already finished them, or you know, not really got bored, but I already finished them for numerous times, and I want you guys to have it and enjoy it, and hopefully enjoy it as I enjoyed it as well. So, okay, so follow me on my social media. I will link it down below. So don't forget to like and follow me there. Okay. So again, this is Camille. Thank you for watching. Have a great day, and I'm saying life is beautiful and gamers don't die, they respond. Bye till the next vlog.